There you go. All right. So thanks everybody for being here. Again, this is Mo. It's another study hall with IOP. So let's go ahead and get it started. All right. So you guys already know what the first thing is. We always go to the news, right? Obviously, this week we have a lot of news. In case you didn't know, I'm letting you know right now. All right. We had a lot going on this week. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what we had going on today. Obviously, what everything that happened prior to now doesn't really matter because it already happened. So we need to look at what's going to happen later on tonight um, and tomorrow, right? So obviously, you guys already seen this GBP move at 2 o'clock in the morning. Who was up at 2 in the morning trading GU? Y'all seen that crazy move, right? I know I did.
Yes,
Um,
sir. Yes,
Here
yeah,
I
sir.
was, 4 p.m.
yeah,
here.
yeah, 4 p.m. your
Yeah.
time. But yeah, that was crazy though. The way that everything spiked up. But good thing we were on the right side of it, so we were winning. So that's good. Um, and obviously we had some more news as far as like the USD, and obviously we all know that the election is still going on. Yeah, still no results, still the same. So obviously that's still going to affect the market, even if it may not seem like it is. You can't really trust it until you actually get a final result, because you never know what the market is going to do. Especially for, I'm sure a lot of us on here have never traded during an election. I know I haven't. This is my first time, and it's crazy. It's crazy. That's all I got to say. It's crazy. And we just got to keep that in the back of our head that there's still an election going on. So obviously that's going to affect everything else. The USD is going to affect everything, even if you're not trading a pair, a pair that has a USD currency in it, it's going to still affect it. Um, so tomorrow, well, actually today we do have some news about the AUD. It's not a red folder; it's an orange folder. Um, may not be as important. Maybe we might ask Roseanne or Chris, what does that mean? um, but it doesn't look like it may affect it too much, and it looks like it's only going to affect the AUD anyway. So again, we got to look into that. Go to the news and look at it and see what's going on. And obviously, you guys already know what we usually do. Go back to the previous date and look at the markets and see how it reacted. So that way you can have an idea on what to expect tomorrow, or right now, actually, when the news comes out. All right. So we're gonna look at tomorrow. So tomorrow we got a bunch of CAD and USD. Obviously tomorrow's NFB. I don't even know how I forgot to mention that. Tomorrow is NFB, y'all. If you don't have to be trading tomorrow, do not trade. Stay home. You know, stay home and study and do some back testing or whatever. But if you don't have to be trading, you don't have to, if you don't need to be trading, don't trade. That simple. All right. I don't have to go into details about NFB. I'm pretty sure all of us know about NFB. It's all about the interest rate and the unemployment rate and non-farm employment change, obviously. And again, same thing like I say all the time. Every time we look at the news, if you want to know what to kind of expect, go back to that date, the last time that news came out. Look at the charts and kind of give you an idea on what to expect. Right. So again, just a little quick rundown. So for instance, so the average hourly earning last month it was at 0.3%, right? And then it was forecasted to be 0.5. Well, this is not October. This is actually September, right? This is September, and this is what October was forecasted to be, and obviously it was way below that, right? So again, forecast it's a good tool and all of if we to guide you and whatnot to kind of see what to expect, but do not rely on that because that's not always going to be accurate, as you guys can see. Literally not. Well, this is the only one that actually hit back in June. So again, if you're looking at the forecast right here, don't trade based on that because this number right here may be totally different, right? And again, NFP usually comes out at 8:30 in the morning Eastern Time Zone. In case you don't know, so just keep that in mind when you're trading tomorrow. I know I won't be trading. I'm gonna be chilling. So by all means, go ahead. Make all your money, right? Um, but again, remember, NFP is tomorrow. So that's all I gotta say. Anybody got any questions about that?
No, sir. No,
All
sir.
right. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and mark up some charts like we always do, right? Um, wow, what a shocker! I have GU up. That's crazy. How did that happen?
Well, she's Bay, man. She's
Is
gonna
she though?
be wedded one day, you know. She's just there.
I don't know if I want to do that. I want a short term relationship. I don't want no long term now. I don't not with her. She's too crazy for me to be with her long term. You know.
Oh yeah, it's pretty much why I've been having an affair on her as well. So, you know.
You gotta be careful, man. All right. So do you guys have any pairs y'all want me to look at real quick? First one I see, that's what I'm gonna go with. First one I see or first one I hear. Really, Irene? You really gonna say GU?
Yes.
Come on, man. I don't want to mark up GU. All right, we're gonna go ahead and do it anyway. Let's do it. Let's do it. And then we're gonna do UJ after that. All right. So let me go ahead and put my watermark because I like it on there. Obviously, y'all already know what we do. We go to the 1 hour, right? Kind of zoom it in, kind of get a better picture of what's going on here, right? And go to the line chart. All right. What do I always do first? Let me see if some of y'all been paying attention. What do I usually do first?
Mark up where your price is. Where the price
There you
is?
go. There you go. There you go. That's what I like to hear. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. So this is where the price at, right? And then what do I do next?
2 line above and 2 below.
All right, two above, two below. Let's do it. So the first line I see above it, um, it's I would say right here. It may look like it's super close to it, but I like it. Y'all like it? Y'all like it?
Yeah.
Looks
Okay.
Yeah.
pretty.
Yeah.
Okay. If y'all like it, I love it. All right, let's go here. All right. Y'all agree with that one?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, cool. If it ain't right, I'm gonna blame it on y'all. All right. I'm just saying. So this is the next one right there. Is that good? Should I move it? Or is that good?
Yeah, it's touching.
All right. It is touching. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and do another one below it. So I'm gonna go ahead and do it right there. Right, right here, kind of right here, here, and then here too. Right, and then I'm gonna zoom in a little bit just to kind of get a better visual. So right now, where the price is at, it looks like it's been trending down for quite some time now, and it looks like it may be, it dropped down like heavy. It literally dropped down heavy, and then now it's kind of trying to find its way back up, and that's why we don't really have a whole lot above. So I wouldn't really mind to add another maybe one more line above, just because we don't have really a whole lot going on here, just to kind of give us a little bit of a guidance, or on what targets to look for. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna go ahead and add another line right here. All right, just in case. Let me see how many pips that is from where the price is at. So that's about 46 pips, which is, which we might get with GU. You might get that within 2 seconds. So I'm gonna go ahead and draw it anyway. All right. So now I'm gonna go down to my line chart. I mean my candlesticks. All right. So Irene, well, what kind of trend are we having here? Are we doing consolidation? Are we going up? Are we going down?
Looked like it was going down here. It's going up.
I don't know. You tell me. I don't know nothing.
Can you zoom in a little bit more?
Zoom in. like this, like that. Is that good?
A little more. I need to see a little bigger. Let's see.
All right, so let me do this.
It's going up.
Can you see it now?
Yeah, I see like
All right, so it's going up or down?
going up.
Okay. I mean, overall, I think it is going up, even though we had that little retracement down. Because, like, if you look at it here, you know, it was creating lower lows and lower highs, lower lows and lower highs, right? And then it kind of looked like it broke structure right here. Because instead of creating a lower high, it created a higher high. You
Yeah.
know, and then what it did, what did it do after that? It created a lower high, right? So it looks like it may be reversing back up. So it's kind of in the middle of a reversal, if you ask me. So yeah, I do see the downtrend, and I do see that it may be, you know, turning back up. But then again, this push from last night is not helping really, you know. So I'm gonna go down to the lower time frame just to kind of get a better visual to determine what kind of trend I like, right? So I'm gonna go down to the 30 minutes and see. So with the 30 minutes, I still kind of see the same thing, right? I still see, you know, I still see that downtrend right there, right? And then kind of like a reversal right here, right? And then it's going back up. So I'm gonna go down to the 15 minutes. All right, so with 15 minutes, um, still kind of giving me the same picture, right? But I do see this uptrend right here, even though it's pretty steep. I mean, it's still an uptrend, so we're still gonna draw it, right? Go ahead and extend it here. All right, so that's what I'm seeing, right? So I'm gonna zoom into it. So based on what you're looking at right now, what are you looking at? Like, are you looking at up or down?
Up. It's an uptrend.
It's an uptrend. So, but what I'm saying, like right now, if you were looking at your market right now, where would your bias be at? Like, would you be looking for a sell entry or would you be looking for a buy entry?
Buy entry.
Okay. All right. So I agree with you. So what is the first thing that you usually look for when you're looking for a buy entry? Like, let's
I
say
want
you're looking at the market right now, you marked it up, and then you got the price right here.
I want my price to come to my trend over there. Maybe it can go to my third line. Yeah.
Hmm. And then kind of
And,
retest it a little bit, right?
and pull back and go.
Okay. And what if it breaks this line? What happens then? What do you do then?
I will wait for it to come back.
And retest
Retest
it.
and go.
There you go. See, I like that. I like that. I like that.
I'm
Yeah.
trying.
Hey, you're doing good. You're doing good. That's good. That's good. Because that's exactly what I'd be looking for too. So I mean, as you can see, it's going down right now, right? So
Right.
what are you looking for it to do? Like, are you looking for it to bounce off the trend line? Are you looking for it to bounce off the support and resistance, or like what exactly you
There
like?
is the resistance. I'm waiting for the resistance.
Okay, so what if it breaks it and then retests the resistance? Are you gonna get on the sell right away, or you're gonna
I
wait
need
on
to
that
wait for
confirmation?
confirmation for candle confirmation before I go.
There you go. There you go. I hope y'all listening, y'all. I hope y'all listening. I hope y'all paying attention to what she's saying, because that's exactly what I would do. All right. Obviously, you know, you don't want to just rely on support and resistance and then, you know, a retest and breakout or whatnot, because the market makers know that that's what you're going for. So obviously, they're you know, they're not going to make it easy on you. So that's why you always have to have some more confluences, like either it's, you know, EMAs or, you know, or whatever other indicators that you have, or any other tools. So the 50 EMA is a nice tool. I like, you know, it's pretty easy. Obviously, the 50 EMA, when the price is above it, you're looking for buyers. When it's below it, you're looking for sales. Obviously, right now it looks like it's above it, so that's good. If it was below it, you'd be looking for sales. And another one that I really like is obviously the 20 pip and dip. Um, I know a lot of people are using it, so that's why I always have to kind of bring it up. And the good thing about the 20 pip and dip, it kind of gives you your support and resistance. And as you can see, our support and resistance is pretty accurate because, hey, If you know if it's matching up with what the robot is saying, then it must be good, right? Because the
Right.
robot ain't never wrong. So with the 20 pip and dip, what I usually do is, you know, I'll go back to the 1 hour, right? And then kind of zoom into it just to kind of have a better visual, right? And obviously the last wrinkle that we see is a buy, right? So I usually draw a line on that candlestick, and then I just go back to the 15 minutes just to kind of see what's going on there, right? So obviously, it looks like it's, you know, it's still kind of buying right now, right? Even though it's going down right now, I wouldn't get on. I mean, you know what? Like I wouldn't get on this candlestick in particular because it's a bearish candlestick. So I wouldn't even worry about this candlestick right now. I would wait until the next candlestick forms and then see what else I get. Obviously, we got like two confirmations to tell us to buy. The 50 MA, we're above it. That's a buy market. We got this indicator that's telling us that, hey, there's, you know, we're going to be buying. So yeah, but what I would do is, like you said, I would wait for it to go up, retest that support line, and then at least get an entry there,
That's it.
right?
Yeah.
It's literally that simple, right? It's literally that simple.
Shit.
It's about 13 pips, about 30 pips to the next support line. So you can kind of watch it. If it retests it, you jump on it to the next one, and then you just do what you got to do. If you're going for 20 pips, you can wait till it retests this, breaks this, and then you got your 20 pips, and then you dip, right?
Right. Dip it.
Yeah, you got to dip. You got to dip. You can't just stay in there, especially not tomorrow or tonight or whatever. All right. Anybody else got any questions about what I just went over? Nobody? So everybody got it? Come on, y'all too quiet for me, y'all.
Yeah, so far so
Y'all
good.
know I like a little bit of engagement. Come on now. I
Yeah.
can't be the only one talking.
Don't be shy. Don't be shy.
Don't be
She's like
shy.
that.
Y'all don't want me to start picking people now, because I would just go on the chat and just go like this and just point at one person, you know,
Mm,
and put you on the spot. Um,
yeah. Like,
um,
like I think like one thing as well, like I think what I'd like to see personally, I'd probably, yeah, what was just mentioned before, I'd probably want to see it like, push up. Like if for example we were to like, go the other way, I'd probably like it to see a little bit more like liquidity, sort of same thing before, like push up for about like, I don't know, 20 or so pips or whatever,
mhm.
push down, break the trend line, retest, and then come down if we were to go the other way as well,
Right, exactly.
But
And
yeah,
obviously, you don't want, like, what the saying is, you don't want to trend. You don't want to like trade against the trend, right? It's an uptrend. You don't want to be looking for sales. But if you're scalping or you're going for is like 20, 30 pips or whatever, you can still get that. You can still get 30 pips even if you're counter trending. But you just always have to remember that, hey, I'm in a counter trend. So it may not go my way. Even though you're only going for 20, 30 pips, you don't want to like, sit there too long waiting for it to reverse back up because it may not. You know what I mean?
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you
Um,
want to go, you want to like swim with the market, not against it. Don't want to
exactly.
go against the current.
Exactly. And Melissa, you said, do I prefer to use the 15 or the 5 minute to enter? You like the 5 minute. I like the 5 minute too. I like the 5 minute and the 1 minute actually. That's why I got it up here. Right. I got the I like the 5 minute and the 1 minute. Um, like I do have a few strategies where I get in on the 1 minute, and I do have other ones that I use the 5 minute to enter. So 5 and the 1 minute are my favorites. It's all right. As long as you can hear me, right? Can you hear me? There you go. There you go. Did I answer your question? All right, good, good, good. Anybody got any other questions? No? No? Okay. That's cool.
Mhm.
All right. So
I have a question.
what's up? What you got?
Okay, so when you're marking up, I see that you use the line trends, and as I've been watching like a lot of the live trainings,
Hmm.
especially in the morning time, I noticed that everybody marks up differently. What do you think the most accurate way is to mark up your support and resistance when you first look at the chart?
So what I like to do usually is, I start off with the lines, right? And when I'm looking like when I'm looking at a specific area where I'm going to be entering or whatnot, then I can go ahead and do a zone, because the zone is still as accurate as a support line. Like for instance, right here, right? Like we drew a support line, but obviously price broke out and then it kind of played around that line, right? So technically, you could still draw a zone right there. So that way you don't really have to worry about like saying, oh well, it didn't, it kind of broke my support line. So what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to wait until it retests or whatnot? But nah, it's literally the same as you breaking, hitting the support line. So I like the zones, but the lines are pretty simple. Like they're simpler to kind of explain. That's why I kind of I like to go into the basics. But you could definitely use the zones. I know a lot of people that use the zones. I use the zones, but not as much, right? Uh,
I'm confused, not confused with the zones, but like when I mark my SNR, like my
mhm,
support and resistance, when I mark up my charts,
mhm,
like some of my zones kind of go hand in hand when I mark up. So I
mhm,
really don't use the zones, but sometimes I see that the zones are accessional, especially when something is in consolidation.
mhm.
The zones are very accessional. Like, what's a good way that you can kind of explain so that I can get a better grasp of the zones? Because I can't zone anything to save my life.
Now you're good. So let me show you real quick. I'm gonna show you an easier way to like draw a zone. Let me pick another pair, right? I got you. So let me go to the 1 hour. Actually, I'm gonna go to the higher time frame, right? So this is just another way to draw your zones. This is like the simplest way to draw your zones. Um, let me go ahead and do this. So kind of the same idea with the lines, right? So when I do my supporting lines, I usually do like I draw a line right here. Well, where the price is at, right? And then I do another one. Let's say right here, right? And then I would do another one right here, right? And then I'll do another one right here, um, right here. It may not be as accurate as it's supposed to be, but you'll see why I'm doing that. I'm gonna draw one right here, right? And
Is that
then,
something similar to I forget his name, but when he was doing like the quarter points?
mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yep, it
because
is. But yeah, I forgot his name too. But I know what you're talking about, though.
Hey,
I think
Brady,
is
yo.
it
Brady,
Brady?
Brady, yeah, Brady Clark. Yep. On New York session. But yeah, so this is what I usually do, like with the zones to get and accurate zones or whatnot. And then I will go down to my candlesticks, and then I will go down to a lower time frame. So like for instance, like right here, if I know that there's a support line that I just drew, that I know that it's a support line, I usually go like this, and I would just draw a zone, just kind of like in the middle of that line, right? Right, and then go here.
Okay.
Uh, actually, hold on, I'm on the, and then go to settings for the zone, go to coordinates, and then uh, minus.
Ah.
It's not even working out. It's making me look like a liar now. What is going on here? 0.0.
No, I know exactly because passive do it too, and you add like the 3 zeros or something,
Yeah,
and then it makes it like
right. Hold on. Why is it not
okay.
working for me though? Because I
I
haven't
don't
I
know.
haven't I
You
haven't
might
done this in a
be,
while.
but
Hold on.
So just
You're
add a
trying to make
zero
it
there.
go.
There you
You
go.
try one
Make
more
it go to the
zero.
right.
There you go. So this is minus 150. There you
But
go. See?
I think you can click style on that thing.
Oh
as well
yeah,
and just
you know
say
what?
extend
Tasha
height.
just showed me that yesterday. Tasha just showed me that yesterday. Is she on the call? Don't be disappointed in me because you just showed me that yesterday, Tasha. Yeah, because I was on her call yesterday. I was like, whoa, I didn't even know you could do that. But yeah, so you do that, and then let's see. What was it? Style, right? Or nah? Visibility. Oh,
I think it was style, and then you
was it
go
style?
extend. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, it's
extended right.
style,
Yeah,
and
there
you
you
go
go.
extend right.
Man,
Yeah.
look at this. I'm already putting zeros for no reason. But yeah, so you put your zone, and then you go to extend right and left. You know, same here, right?
Okay, cool.
And then, because you already know that this is a legit support line, right? So you know that your zones are going to be legit because you're literally doing your zone above your lines. So instead of you just drawing zones because you might be confused and not know exactly where to put your zones at, just put your support line and then put your zones above it, and then take your support lines off. Does that make sense?
Yes, surely does. Thank you so much for that.
You're welcome. And then I'm gonna go ahead and just take off the lines, right? So now I took off the zone. But anyway, but you get the idea though. I took off the lines and then now all you got is the zones. So if you're a zone marker type of person, this is one way that you could do it accurately. Because you could draw your support lines and then find your zones and then just delete the line. Right? Any more questions?
Cool. Thank
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Can I say something about zones real quick?
Yeah, go ahead, bro. Come on now. You ain't gotta ask.
When I'm doing my zones, I typically like to go I like to get the candle, like from the wick to the body. And I like to go across the entire zone, getting wick to body, wick to body. So I like to be real precise with my zones. And that's why when I do my zones, I don't really use the line chart because I need those wicks to do my zones as accurately as possible. That's all I want to say.
That's a great point. That's a great point. So obviously with the zones, because with the wicks, that kind of helps you get a better zone. So like right here, if you do like right here, you got the wick going all the way above, right? But if you go on the line chart, you don't see that wick, right? So you're gonna draw your line right there, and you're gonna be like, all right, I'm good. But when you put your candlestick, you got that long wick right there. So technically, your zone would be something like this, right? I can't even move this thing, y'all. I'm gonna take this off. All right, so you can move your zone closer to where the wick is at instead of that line right there. So what he's saying is, it makes perfect sense. So you always got to pay attention to the wicks, even though like something right here, right? You kind of want to get the wick. So if you want to draw zones, you always have to pay attention to your wicks, all right? And if you go down to the line chart, that's not going to show you the wicks. So if you're going to be marking up zones, make sure that you do them on the candlestick. That way you can see your wicks and be able to catch them.
Can I
And if
say
you drag that
something?
rectangle to the left, that bottom zone, if you drag that to the left, I'm sure you're gonna come
Oh
across
yeah.
some more wicks over there.
Oh
Yeah, you
yeah.
see them wicks
Yep,
over
right
there?
there. Boom.
See
Right
'em?
there. Yep.
Straight
Can't never
wick to
feel it.
body.
Yep,
Okay,
even here
so
too.
where you see that the right there in the middle where you see it's like consolidating, but right there in the zone, like where your cursor is, right there. That circle right. Ooh, I messed my chart up. So I mean my screen. Oh, there it is. Okay, so you see where that little bit of consolidation is, looks like it's like a small type of head and shoulders type of action.
That's it right here.
Okay, so when I'm doing a zone in a situation like that, even though I'm getting the parts of the candle that I should only be getting should be like the long stints of the candles. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like all body when it comes to and that shows like, what did the girl Elise say? Basically, when I'm drawing my zones, if it's not getting the wicks, it should only be getting like full body stints on each side. Does that make sense?
What do you mean? I'm not really getting what you're saying. Sorry.
Okay, see the candlestick, how you have like a tweezer top, right?
Yeah. Are you on your computer?
No, I'm actually on my phone. My kids.
Oh, you can't annotate? Can you annotate?
I don't know what that is.
Like mark up on my chart. That's
Oh,
all right.
no,
That's all right. So just tell me, like, okay, you said right. So right here, where I'm at.
Okay,
Right?
you see, come over a little bit over. Yeah, you see that long red candlestick?
This one right here?
Yeah, okay. You see how it has a long body?
Yeah.
When you make the zone,
Mm-hmm.
the zone will fall in between that long body and
Right.
basically touch the bottom and the top of the wicks that's of the candles that's above and below, correct?
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, that's what I was trying to clarify. Sorry, I didn't confuse nobody.
No, you're good. You're good. I was just trying to figure out what you were saying. That's all. We're good. We're on the same page. But yeah, that's basically what it is. I mean, you can always adjust your zones. I mean, they're not going to be perfect. I can draw a zone right now, and then Pitman gonna come on here and then draw a zone, and it'll be totally different. Not saying that he's wrong and I'm right, or I'm wrong and he's right. It's just that, it's all about what your eye sees, right? So we're gonna like show you how to draw it or how we draw it, and then you're gonna go ahead and practice and do it on your own and do what your eyes show you. Because at the end of the day, when you make that decision to go ahead and buy and sell, you're not gonna ask us, hey, am I supposed to buy here? You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna do what your eyes tell you. So whatever your eyes tell you, that's what you're gonna do. Right?
So Mo,
yeah, what's up?
Since we're talking about what eyes tell us, can we open up a little bit of a discussion around what you see in trend at the moment on this chart? So you'll need to go over to the right. No, can you go to the right to the immediate trend? Because this is something I think that stumps a lot of people, me included, from time to time. So draw me right now where you think your trend is.
Right now?
Yeah, your trend line on this immediate time.
I mean, technically it's an uptrend because you got higher highs, right? I mean, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, right? I mean, I'm tripping, y'all. Higher highs, higher lows, higher high, higher low, right? So it looks like it's kind of heading up, but I still feel like we're in like a consolidation kind of zone right now.
I agree. So, but if you're going to draw the downtrend, so before, where would you draw your downtrend at the moment?
So my downtrend would be.
This is something I think we see it change as it unfolds, and this is where it traps a lot of it.
So yeah, I got you. So obviously, I was on Igor's call today, so I feel like this is a trick question.
No, because I think like a lot of us get thrown with it. So I'm really curious to see how other people process this. So that's why I wanted to say open it up for discussion, because I don't have the right answers either.
Yeah, no, you're fine.
Because my point is exactly where you're drawing it now. That's how we'd originally draw it, right?
This how
2 touches.
Yep, 2 touches.
Yeah.
So.
But then when somebody shows you the chart later and shows you what you did wrong, they'll pull that trend over and go like, pull it right over to the next one and go, there's your 2 touches, right, to the next high.
Exactly.
Well, you see, it tested again at the bottom too. It came back to retest.
It did. It retested. That's what I was just about to say.
Yeah.
So it broke it. It broke out of it and it went down and retested it. So it's a legit trend line if you ask me.
Yeah, same.
That's how I feel. I mean, it broke out of it. I mean, yeah, technically you could do this right here, but that's not really
right. Because if you came on now, if you were looking at the chart now, not later, not previously, you'd go, oh, where's my trend? It's here, right?
Exactly.
Where you've drawn it now. Yeah. But if you were on earlier, you would have drawn it earlier. So yeah, I'm just curious as to how people see that and reconcile that in their brain.
And that always goes, and that goes back to that, whatever your eyes show you, right? I drew my trend line this way. You agreed with it. Pipman sounds like he agrees with it. I'm sure a bunch of people are going to agree with it. But at the same time, someone else might be on the call right now and say, I don't know. That's not how I would do it. Doesn't mean that you're wrong, right? I'm just saying, like, it's whatever your eyes show you. This right here is what I would see. I see that, hey, it's a trend line. It broke out. And then another thing that you can do, too, You don't have to stay in one time frame, right? Whatever,
Exactly.
like the 1 hour is showing you one thing. If you don't know what, if you're unclear on what the trend is or like what it is showing you or whatnot, go back to the lower time frame. Go to a 30-minute time frame, right? So 30-minute time frame still showing you kind of a consolidation. I'm still seeing the consolidation. Go down to the 15-minute, right? In the 15-minute, it kind of shows you a clearer view of that uptrend that I was telling you about in the 1 hour, right? Because right now I can actually draw a line like this, and that would be legit, right?
Yeah.
That right there would be a legit line for an uptrend in a lower time frame.
And
right?
I think the key is work out what time frames you're going to trade on.
That's
If
another
you
thing
looked
too.
at it on a 4 hour, you would have extended that trend over further and not yet seen it as a breakout,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly.
So it's like whatever you're going to enter or trade on, try and stick with that rather than muddy the waters.
Exactly. I mean, you always want to look at a higher time frame just to kind of have an overall trend on what's going on. But at the end of the day, like it depends on what type of trader you are. Obviously, if you're a swing trader, which I'm not, or an intraday trader, then yeah, you want to look at those, the time frames that go with it. If you're a scalper, yeah, it's cool to look at the hourly or whatnot, but why would you look at the weekly? There's no point in you looking at the weekly or the daily if you're scalping, unless you're just looking for an overall trend, right? So it all depends on what kind of trader you are. If you're in a market, if you're going in the market, if you're going in and out like I do, I go in 20, 30 pips, 40 pips maybe, and get out. Get in, get out, get in, get out. So I hardly ever look at the weekly or the daily or the monthly. I have them on my favorites. I don't know why. It's whatever. But I never use it. You know what I mean? Like I literally just use the 1 hour and then go down, right? Sometimes I might look at the 4 hour, but for the most part, I look at the 2 hour and the 1 hour, whatnot, right? So again, different time frames might show you different trends. It just depends on which time frame you need to be on to know what kind of trends that you're working with.
So is that helpful to our super newbies? I know we've got some, I've seen them in the chat. Do you guys want to drop a 1 to Mo if that makes sense and it's helpful to you?
Drop a 10. I don't want no 1. I want a 10. I want to see our two
he wants
digits.
a 10.
I want a 10.
Or drop a Mo pips, even better.
Hey, more pips. There you go. That might be a lot to type now. I wouldn't want to type more pips in there.
Mo, I have a question. Do you have a
What's up?
specific time you need to look at the trend?
What do you
1
mean?
hour or 15 minutes time frame?
So yeah, like I said, that it all depends. It all depends on what type of trader you are, right? So if you're a scalper, right, and you know that you're a scalper, you're only you're going in and out of the market, then you have to look at the lower time frames because that's gonna make sense. That's gonna make more sense to you. But if you're like an intraday trader, if you get in the trade and you hold on to it for like a day or two or whatever, then you got to look at the hourly and maybe the 4 hour. So yeah, it's good to look at the higher time frame trend to kind of know what the overall bias is, right? But at the end of the day, you have to worry about exactly what suits your trading style, right? So if you're a scalper, like I said, look at the 1 hour, 30-minute, 15-minute, 5-minute, maybe 1 minute if you like super scalping. Did that answer?
Yeah, I think the key is be aware of the long-term trend, but
yeah, you always have
if
to
you're
be
a scalper, the long-term trend, exactly what Mo says, is not as relevant. But the point is, don't enter off, say, a scalping chart, like a 15 or 5-minute chart, but then look to the long-term trend to work out where you're going to get out or be freaked out by it. It's like stick with the chart that you entered on to use that as your signals. You can use confirmation on those higher charts, but be very careful that they don't start to confuse you. Always go back to why you entered and the type of trader you are and stick with that.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome, Irene. Anybody else? How do we end up at Eurocat?
Okay, I got a question.
What's up?
So, I know I'm probably getting on y'all nerves.
Nah, you're not though. I appreciate you for asking all these questions because I'm sure a lot of people on here want to ask the same questions you're asking, but they're not really saying it. So you're actually helping them out too. So
I got too much to lose, so I'm gonna ask these questions.
Hey,
So basically, pretty much what I've been doing is like I've been going on the weekly and the daily to mark up as far as like my support and resistance are like on the outside, meaning like basically of the trend, if that makes sense, right?
Yeah, your key levels, yeah.
Yeah, key levels, pretty much. All right. And then as I'm going, I enter the market on the 5-minute or the 15-minute, but I don't watch it on the 5 and 15-minute. I go back to the hour chart. So am I doing that wrong? Because I heard her mention whatever chart that you enter on is the chart that you're supposed to be watching.
Yeah, so you're not wrong. I wouldn't say that you're wrong. I wouldn't say like watch it, mark it up or whatnot. Like me, for instance, I enter in the 15, 5, and the 1 minute, but I hardly ever mark up the 15 and 5 and the 1 minute. I mark up the 1 hour to kind of give me an overall idea on what I'm trying to do, right? When I go to the 15 or the 5 minute, I'm looking for an entry, right? So like if I'm going for like like if let's just say I'm going for a buy, right? And I find my confluences on the 1 hour. I find all the confirmations that say, okay, this is gonna be a buy. You're good. Like this and that. I go to the 5 minute or the 15 minute to kind of find that perfect entry for me to hop on that sell or hop on that buy. So yeah, you gotta watch it, but I wouldn't say watch it like just mark it up every day type of thing. I mark up the 1 hour and then that's it. I don't mark up anything less than an hour. All right. When I go down to the 15 and the 5 minutes, I go in to look at an entry point. Whether it's a retest as soon as because like like for instance, if you draw a line, right? If you draw a line right now, and this is a weekly though. Let me go down to the 1 minute. I mean 1 hour. So like you see right here, this is a retest, right? And so like this is the support line, right? And then it looks like it. Let me go ahead and zoom into it. Zoom into it so I can show you exactly what I'm talking about. So let's just say right here, you see that green candlestick, how it retested on it, right? You see how it retested on the line? This green candle. So I'm gonna go ahead and draw, all right? And then I'm gonna go down to the 15 minute. So in the 15 minute, you see like it retested it kind of before that candlestick right there that I just drew. So this right there would be a better entry for you than to wait for that candlestick. You get what I'm saying? So like you would catch a little bit more pips because you're going to get that sniper entry. So that's about 16 pips. So let's just say you was in the 1 hour and waiting on your entry. You would wait on that whole candlestick to close, or this one had this whole candlestick to close, and then get the next candlestick and see, oh, it retested it. Let me go ahead and jump on it. When it actually retested like maybe 45 minutes ago, right? But if you're in the 15 minute, you would catch it before you even catch it in the 1 minute. So that's why you always have to mark it up in the 1 hour, right? And then go down to the 15 minute to get that perfect entry.
Okay, that's the problem that I've been having is catching the retest, right?
Yeah.
So basically what I've been doing is like when I mark up my charts, when I mark it up, I automatically put a vertical line on the candle in which chart that I'm watching, whether it be the 4 hour or the 1 hour, right?
Yeah.
So I mark it so I know exactly where I started watching the market. And then if I look for an entry, I'll drop down to the 15 or the 5 minute for the entry.
Yeah.
But I never catch it, like I never catch the candlestick when it's retesting like right on the support line. Does that make sense?
It makes perfect sense. Makes perfect sense. So
I draw the ray like, okay, say for instance I'm looking at a bullish market, right? And I see the higher high.
Yeah.
And the support level kind of sort of like, especially if you look at the fibs or whatever, is basically where the higher low is going to drop to, like the level before, to even it off. But I never,
whether it breaks it or whether it just retested it. Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but I never budge at the candle at the highest of the high. I mean, the candle at either end in a buy or a sell. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. I mean, it's all about catching it when it happens, right? how like what? Let me ask you this: how often do you be like on your charts? Like how often do you be like let's just say okay, I'm in my charts and I'm looking for that entry. How often do you like watch it like go back and forth to like the 1 hour, the 30 minute, the 15 minute, and then make sure that your support line is exactly where it's supposed to be at. Your zones are where it's supposed to be at. How often do you do that? Do you just draw it and just leave it alone and then come back and look at it and be like, oh man, I missed it, or do you just sit there and watch
Yeah, I think that's my
it?
problem.
So that's the
Because I'm
thing.
not really aware with the alerts too. So I'm not like I'm trying to like be alerted every time because I do need to sit there and actually like watch it. I mean, I do when my kids are asleep, but it's 4 of them in here, so it's kind of hard.
Sheesh, God
Um,
bless you.
Lord,
I only got two, and I thought that was too much.
So
look,
you
I'm
know you
telling
can right click on the trend line and set an alert on the
Yep,
actual trend line itself. Yeah.
sure can.
ah, thank you. I'm about to shut up now because
Finish show mode.
Nah, you good.
Yeah.
Right here, yeah, right there. So
Yeah, not the horizontal line, Mo, on the trend line. Right click
on
on
the
the
trend
trend
line. So
line.
you just right click
Thank
on
you.
it. Yeah, no problem. Thank you. So
okay,
you right
so
click
it's
on it.
cross up or cross down. That's the
It
problem that got me confused. Like when it's because you have move up, move down, cross up, cross down.
so
So
let's just say this. Let's give you an example, right? Let's give you an example. Let's just say, hey, I marked up my charts. I did everything that I'm supposed to do, and I'm just waiting on that break and retest, right? I'm just waiting on that break and retest, right? And you have your line right here as your support line, right? And let's just say this didn't even happen yet. This candlestick didn't even happen yet. Let's just say when you marked it up, you figured this is your support line or whatever, right?
right,
And the price is like somewhere over here, right? And you wanna wait until it breaks it and retests it and then get on that bar, right? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna draw your line, which is this is support line, right? It's the support line and the price is somewhere over here. You go on your line, right click on it, set an alert, right? Create it. I just created an alert. So whenever the price gets to this point, like this candle right here, you see that the little doji or that little ugly thing or whatever? I don't know what
yeah,
Savvy might tell us, but I don't know what that is. Is it a doji? I don't know. I don't know my candlesticks. But
kind of sort of. It looks like a gravestone
yeah,
something. I
hey yo,
looked at it earlier.
we'll go with that. Hey, you sound like you know what you're talking about, so let's go with that. So this gravestone, if it ain't right, go after her. Don't go after me now, because she said it. But as soon as that thing hits that line right there, you're gonna get alerted, right? So when you get alerted, then you can just sit in front of your computer and just wait for it to break it or do whatever. Just kind of wait on that reaction right there. So when it goes above it, right? This is 15 minutes. So I mean, you might be sitting there for a little bit, but the point is, you can literally set an alert, and whenever that touches that line, turn on your computer and look at it. If it goes above it and retests it, and then you're comfortable with that entry point, boom, get on that. Don't
Oh,
hesitate.
I got it.
That right
Got it.
there, that right there, you would have caught like 50 pips on that
See,
line.
that's what I'm saying. And the wicks take you out too, right?
I mean, they take you out either way. They take you out whether it's a TP or a stop loss. So let's just say, your TP was right here. Let's just say your TP
You
was
hit
right there.
it.
Even though it's a wick, it would have took you out. I mean, you would have got your money because at some point that wick right there was a regular candle. If you go down
Correct.
to like let's say the 1 minute or whatever.
That's basically like the sellers pushing the market down, right?
Exactly. So the buyers were trying to take over. I mean, the buyers was like, we got this, we got this, we got this, and then the seller was like, nah, you ain't got
Nah, we got it.
it. they thought they had it though. The buyers was like, yeah, we got this, and then the seller was like, nah, not yet,
Right.
not yet. So that's basically what it is. It showed as a wick in the 15 minute. You see, it's a wick, right? But in the 5 minute, you can see it's a regular candlestick. So if
Hi.
you
See,
set your
that's
alert,
what gets me. That's what gets me because when I'm hopping on different charts, I just noticed today the changes in the candles and not the candles, but like, well, yeah, the candles too, but like the timing and everything, it was kind of different. So I just caught that today. I'm gonna look out for that. Thanks for
yeah,
that.
Yeah, no problem, no problem, no problem. That's the thing. Like you gotta, obviously, like I said, the 5 minutes to 15 minutes, that's your entry point. But you really want to mark up the 1 hour because that's going to give you a better view on what you're looking for, right? So I don't, like I said, I don't usually mark up the 5 and the 15 minute or even the 1 minute. I mean, I'll mark up the 1 minute for that one strategy that I showed y'all, for different reasons. But anything beyond that, I don't really mark up the 5 and the 15 minutes. I only go down to the 5 and the 15 minutes to get that sniper entry, to get that perfect entry. Because at that point, when I go down to the 5 and the 15 minutes, I kind of already know what I'm looking for because I already marked it up in the 1 hour. I already marked up my charts in the 1 hour and I know what I'm looking for. And I'm just waiting to see. Yeah, technically you can wait for the 1 hour and, get that retest or get that confirmation and jump on it. But if you go down to a lower time frame, you're going to get that confirmation a lot sooner. Whoa, that alert just came up. Look at that. It just
Okay.
crossed it again. It just crossed it again. You see how quick that was?
Right. Okay, last question. When you're in a selling market, when you want to enter the market, when you enter the market is when the candle closes, and that's at the bottom of the candle, correct?
That is correct.
And then when the bullish market, you want to enter the market when the market closes, which is at the top.
That's right. That's right.
Okay.
Because like if you have a bearish candle, obviously it starts from the top and it closes in the bottom. If you have a bullish candle, it opens at the bottom and it closes at the top.
And that makes a difference if you were to do like vice versa and you're trying to like sell and you buy it at the opposite end, then enter at the opposite end, then you lose money, right? Because you're in the drawdown, something like that.
Exactly. You're in a draw. You don't want to be in a drawdown. A drawdown is not fun.
All right, I'm getting off now. See y'all later.
Nah, you're good. You're good. You're good. What's up, Damo?
What's good? What's good?
You all right? You look like you just woke up, man.
No, I didn't just wake up. I am. We just got back from Bree's appointment.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, you ready to hop on or?
Yeah. I'm gonna do something different today. So.
All right. So let me go ahead and start recording it then. Thanks everybody for being on, and hopefully I didn't bore y'all too much. Hopefully I learned a couple things. Drop a 1 on the chat if y'all did. Drop a 0 if you didn't. I hope I don't see no zeros though.
Well, you wanted a 10, Mo. That makes it really confusing.
I mean, you know what? I know. I have to confuse y'all to make sure that y'all paying attention,